Today we will discuss about the remaining part of NDA, new drug applications. Today we will discuss mainly on the clinical trials. What is clinical trial? Since that R&D sections or the R&D sector of the pharma companies, they are putting their efforts and heavy budget for development of new molecule or new entity or the new drug, you can say, that needs to undergo the clinical trials, and the clinical trials need a lot of time. It may take 1 to 2 years, but the parameter or that what is actually this clinical trials is that you have to develop a plan for conducting the clinical trials of a particular drug. You have to enroll the volunteers and follow the plan, whatever the plan you have made, the SOPs you have made, whether that SOPs have been followed by the volunteers or not, like that. You have to study the information collected from the volunteers, and that information collected is being analyzed, and then it is shared to share the results with others. And ultimately, whatever the purpose you have considered for the development of a new drug, that is being satisfied or not, and if it is for the improvement of the treatment or for the specific treatment or any optional drug you have produced for the already existing disease, whether your proposed molecule is giving you the favorable results or better results, I mean to say that in case of the improvement treatment or improved treatment. Coming to the little bit historical minutes of this clinical trial, they have a very long history, even if not acknowledged as clinical trials. But in the earlier era, what happens, the physicians, those who are there, they are mostly that if we talk about the Indian scenario, that Ayurveda was in very much practice in earlier days. And what they were doing, they were obtaining their, taking out the medicines, the herbal medicines from the forest, and whatever the source of those medicines were there, drugs were there, they are procuring from that places, and those drugs, if they have gone with that certain this drug can be utilized in a particular disease like that, and if that particular patient comes to them, they can give that. Of course, they are keeping in mind that whether the first time, if they are giving that drug to the patient for the first time, they will keep in mind then, and they will follow that whether that drug has given the favorable results or not, or any problem is being arisen out of that after administration of that drug has to be observed, and they are calling the patients for review after 7 days like that, and they are getting the total means analysis of whatever the results they have gone or they have obtained or the patient has suffered will be taken, and they will consider like that. Means what I mean to say that likewise they are conducting, this is a kind of conducting clinical trials. Sometimes they are giving means as a token of if any patient is coming to them and is suffering with some other things, and if it is likely that this drug can be utilized or can be used for this purpose, they can just give it as a additional or without any cost, and that can be checked and follow that there is what are the results of that particular drugs that can be collected from the patients, and that is a part of, or you can say that in the present the terminology, that is clinical trials. The formal record of the clinical trials dates back to the time of the trialists. Dr. Van Hamilton proposed for a therapeutic trial of bloodletting for fevers in 1628. Dr. Linz, a ship surgeon, he has conducted the trials of oranges and limes for scurvy disease in the 1747. Now, coming to what are the various components of the clinical trials? This comprises of the review of scientific background, the written hypothesis or hypothesis to be tested, the study design, what type of studies you have to conduct it, study population, how much would be the number of population, statistical analysis, how will you follow, which particular formula you will use for this statistical analysis, the enrollment of the subjects, intervention, follow up of subjects, organization, Likewise, these likewise you have to design the studies. The studies can be blind studies, can be double blind studies, can be crossover studies. Likewise, the studies you have to decide that which kind of studies is suits for your proposal. The various phases of the clinical trials are shown in this slide. The phase 1. The purpose of the phase 1 trial is to ensure the safety of that proposed molecule or proposed drug. It can be conducted amongst 50 to 30 peoples, and these peoples are the healthy volunteers. The phase 2 trial conducted for ascertaining the safety and effectiveness of that particular drug. It can be that the population which is to be considered for conducting this phase 2 trial, it may be fewer than 100 people. And when it comes, if the results of phase 1 and phase 2 are favorable, positive and considerable, in that condition that phase 3 trial can be conducted, and it is conducted for ascertaining the effectiveness compared to standard of care, safety, and the number of population may be not less than 100, it may be up to few thousands. Coming to the phase 0, as you know that this is a kind of that when you have manufactured the drug and the formulation of that one that can be given to the humans. That 100th of the pharmacological dose is being given to those humans, and the early PK and pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic data is being collected. The minimal preclinical studies were conducted and reported if any adverse reaction is there. Unreliable in vitro and animal study is not there. They have whatever the studies they have conducted specifically in vitro as well as in the animal, it should be considerable and should be effective and the safe. The disadvantage of this phase is that safety and efficacy you cannot ascertain. Coming to the phase 1, that participants are there, as we have discussed that it may be fewer. The dose is decided and it is being given to the volunteers. It determines the safety of the drug, this phase 1. It involves the dose ranging studies to determine toxicity and measure adverse effect of that particular drug. It may provide early evidence of efficacy and the endpoint toxicity. The phase 2 gives you the efficacy and the therapeutic benefit of that particular drug. As we discussed earlier, that it involves the number of population, 80 to 100 patients are there. It identifies common short-term side effects during this phase 2. You can establish dosing regimen and dose optimization in this phase. You can validate the design of phase 3 if you are getting the very favorable results. This phase 2 trial may take 1 to 2 years. The phase 2A is a kind of pilot studies which gives you gives you an idea to dose define and the doses form, safety and efficacy, pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic data of that particular drug, and the risk benefit ratio of that one. The phase 2B is also there. It can be conducted for control, it is controlled pivotal studies. Placebos are there which can be considered and which can be given. It can be that double blind study and which gives you the safety and efficacy of the drug. What is pivotal study? It is a phase 3 study, well controlled, randomized of adequate size, and whenever possible it is considered, it is to be conducted double blind. The data can be presented to the Food and Drug Administration. They will analyze the data to decide whether or not to approve a drug. Or you can say this post-marketing surveillance. In this condition that the product is being given in the market to the doctors or to the authorized vendors, and there is no fixed time for getting this information. That is a post-marketing surveillance, means that the agents, they are visiting to the doctors and they are providing the information of a particular drug which is being given for the trials. So, there is no fixed time and population for this phase. The purpose is usually to support the marketing campaign. This is a kind of advertisement of a particular drug which is being almost approved. Okay. The rare adverse drug reactions are if they are coming across with any ADR, that would be reported through this post-marketing surveillance. If drug interaction is not there, if it is reported by the patients, that can be also considered and will be covered in the post-market surveillance. The new clinical indications, if the claim is being made for new clinical indication, then they will go for the further trials. Here is the schematic representation of that how a drug discovery can be performed. Preclinical development is there, clinical development is there, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 and the phase 4. The impact of clinical trials, it is successful if some clinical trials have been critical to patient health and provision of health care. For example, you can take the protocol 076, which has reduced the HIV perinatal transmission, first trial of SZT, various cancer treatments, development of other HIV related medications like PIs. The medications the impact of clinical trial, it is unsuccessful if the medications did not work as in preclinical study. If the loss of follow-up is there, then that cannot be a successful one. Harmful substances, if it is a harmful substance, then you can means you are unsuccessful for these clinical trials. Unethical and poorly conducted study means if proper attention is not given for conducting these clinical trials, that will lead to the unsuccessful of that clinical trials. Coming to the next point, that is approval of the drug. Once all clinical data has been submitted, reviewed and approval is granted to license in market. Means all conducting this successfully conduction of the phase 3 trial, you will get the considerable results which will be produced before the authorities, and if they are satisfied there is none of the case reported of adverse drug reaction or any drug interaction like that, then they will grant you the permission and the license can be granted for the marketing of that particular product. Then you can conduct the post-marketing surveillance. Approval takes 6 months to 2 years for a new drug. Here is stepwise presentation of that how can you submit a INDA, investigational new drug applications. The screening laboratory work you have to conduct it. This pre-IND conference with Food and Drug Authority may be utilized for getting weightage for your proposal. Sponsors or the investigators completes FDA formalities under this 1571 and 1572 for submission in connection with the INDA. Once the INDA is submitted, the sponsor must wait 30 days prior to shipping drug in interest commerce. I mean to say that once it is being submitted for approval, then they can further discuss with the sponsor for further process. Here is a chart representing the NDA review process, how you can file the papers. The review of the new drug applications. FDA also responsibilities have under good clinical practices. The focus of the FDA's IND review is on safety for human research subjects and ensuring that the studies will produce useful information to assess safety and efficacy of the test product. The various specialists are involved for conducting the review and the team of the specialist. It may be the composition of that may be medical officer, consumer safety officer, project manager, statistician, chemist, pharmacologist, human pharmacist, microbiologist, and it is considered as a problem if the clinically that proposal or that permission of that drug is being held. In that condition, that legal order to delay or stop the study in the further study in the particular case, it leads to subjects may not be given in the investigational drug. There may be the problem. May be imposed if exposure of subjects to unreasonable risk. If unreasonable risk is there, then there may be the problem in getting approval for that new drug. Investigator brochure is misleading erroneous or materially incomplete. If it is like that, it is misleaded or it is not correct in that condition, that they may hold clinically, they may hold the application of yours. If the investigator is not qualified in that condition, they can hold this. So these are the basic things which you have to consider for getting the approval of a new drug by filing the new drug applications. These are the references which I have taken for this presentation. Thank you very much.